Now, you might think I didn't start Veterans Day until today, but you're wrong, right? I started it yesterday because Shane's Rib Shack's offering a free meal from the 9th to the 12th, right? Right. So actually, I started it yesterday, right? But here's what I did today, right? All right. First thing I did was I got a free donut from Dunkin' Donuts. Now, here's the thing, right? Do you go to every Dunkin' Donuts? Is that allowed in the Chatham County area? Or do you just go get one, right? See, that's a question too, right? So far, I just got one, right? But then I went to Denny's and got there a little bit before 6, and they offered us the Grand Slam, which is 2 eggs, 2 sausage, 2 bacon, and 2 pancakes, right? So that's the first meal I ate, right? And I ate that before 6, right? So then I went to Krispy Kreme, and they offered what, right? Coffee and a donut, right? They won up Dunkin', right? See what I mean there? And then I went home, laid down, went to sleep till about 9 o'clock, right? So what happened at 9 o'clock? Well, I get up again, right? I then go to Huddle House, right? Because they got an MVP for free, right? But I also get a coffee, and I also tip the waitress, right, for the coffee, right? And I even tip the waitress at the Denny's. Why? They're still serving you, right? So you tip them at least what you would tip them if you were to eat the meal, right? So again, right, then I went and seen Wakanda Forever, right? And like I said, right, good movie, right? There's a little things you might not expect, but right, surprise at the end, right? But you gotta understand, okay, with the loss of the character, right, the actor playing the character, right, that eliminates him, and anyone else, technically, right, from ever playing the Black Panther again, unless you do what's called a replacement actor, right, for that particular role, right? But you can't say, like in the Scorpion King, right, that The Rock wasn't replaced by other actors playing the Scorpion King, right? Come on, right? In the Scorpion King 2, right, someone else played the Scorpion King, right? Not The Rock. And of course in Mummy 2, right, The Rock played the Scorpion King, but it was more CGI Rock, right? Okay. Oh, there's Bendy Potato.
Like to have originated the role of the artist Saha in this James Lapine Sondheim musical. It was inspired by a painting.
Matea?
What's Sunday in the Park with George?
That's it.
I take an 8.
In the 1990s, I did an album and concert of traditional and non-traditional songs called Mamaloshin, which means mother tongue, in this language of some of my ancestors.
Sen kokis havet, und sen will ich mir leihen. Quell them in mein Schein Mädel und gib mir zu gut jagen.
Yiddish.
Matea?
What's Yiddish?
Yes.
I take a 6.
Hewitt.
For 8 seasons, I played Saul Berenson, CIA mentor, and later National Security Advisor on
Dostrom.
Andrew?
Homeland.
That's right.
Hear that too, huh? Right.
I spoke one of the many great lines in this 19th.
Uh-oh, there it is, Princess Bride.
Hello. My
It
name
was
is
a You're my father.
Prepare to
Die.
Andrew.
Princess Bride.
Of course, yes.
Told you before it came up, right?
That's the head guy. Player becomes
Technically.
Andrew.
Was Pepe?
Yes.
92.
Finishing the category?
In 1980, I won a Tony for my role as Che, the narrator of sorts.
I'll never see that
The
one.
original Broadway production of this.
I don't get the Broadway match.
Was Evita?
You are correct.
See. I don't know that one at all,
St.
right?
Petersburg, Florida became a retiring mecca in the 90s.
But do you see how I got some of the answers right? Even I know some of the answers, but not all the answers. But you can not train me in a job where I gotta know what the equipment even looks like. Right. And clearly, the lieutenant knew they weren't showing me what to work on. Right. Yeah. But what can he do about it, right? He's kind of like the management and supposed to keep everybody in line, right? Well, they weren't doing their jobs, right? And I couldn't do my job as a result, right? You don't show someone how to do the watch once in 91, and by 93 think they can train somebody else, right? Right. Or even know what the hell they're doing, right? Other than sitting down and waiting for you to call to relieve my ass, right? So you can get someone more qualified down there, right? You think? Right? So you're not training me in 2 years on the ship only means I was never trained to work on the ship, right? And that's another problem with shipmates if they don't train you, right? And want something else. See, I didn't make the connection that right. I'm just telling the story now, too, like I told you. The only ones who should be embarrassed is I was too dumb to know what they were doing, right? It was called quid pro quo, right? Exactly. I just thought they were treating me like the high school students trying to get to my butt, but right. I didn't realize that they were also not training me purposely to get my butt, right? That was what they were trying to hold over my head. If you don't do this with us, we won't train you. Well, you're not training me now, so what do I gain, right? A sore butt? A sore butt. No thanks. I know. Don't train me then, right? Give me bad evals because you're not training me, right? That's all my fault, right? Because I know I can learn through osmosis what I'm supposed to do with the Navy without being trained on the ship, right? But it's only a 6-month course. How much can they train you in 6 months? Not much. They can show you some of the things, but not all of the things on the ship, right? And even then, it's to help you to do some math problems with it, some things like that, right? How to calculate certain things like ohms or volts or, right? Watts and things like that, right? It's kind of more technical, right, than hands-on, right? So you're supposed to get the hands-on training on the ship, right? Without the training on the ship, right? You don't know what you're doing, right? But I did know what I was trying to find was a girlfriend to get them off my back another way, right? You get what I mean, right? I'm looking for a girlfriend, right? Try to find a girlfriend. Okay, so after that, I went to Wild Wings, right? Buffalo Wild Wings, right? They had a 10-piece and a fry and a drink. But then after that, I went to Applebee's, right? Well, I met this other person who was also in the Navy, right? But she was a singleman, right? But I know a little bit about that rating, right? You use flags and lights, right? I never met her before. We kind of hit it off, you know what I mean? Right. But she was with some dude, right? I guess her husband or something. I don't know. Right. But anyway, we just kind of talked about it a little bit, and then I got my tables in. It's kind of funny, though. Right. And so for the second course, right, I got the steak. It's only 6 ounces. Broccoli and what? Mashed potatoes. Garlic mashed potatoes, right? Right. Okay. Right. I also got a sweet tea and a little wine. This weird Chardonnay they had, right? Now, I'm trying to ask the girl for something red, right? Well, Chardonnay is white, right? Right. But anyway. Okay. So I got a little bill of about $9 and put that on the card, of course, right? And tipped her about $3, right? And that was the last one. Everyone else I tipped at about $2, right? Except at the Huddle House, so that I gave her about $2.50 there, right? Now, I also got the Little Caesars pizza, but not for today, for tomorrow, right? And that's from 11 to 2, though, right? So after I got the, right. So I have one more meal for tomorrow from Veterans Day, right? So I got 6 meals since Thursday for free, right? Does that make you jealous? Because I can do it and you can't, right? Now they're calling me a fraud again. Do I have to read my paperwork to you, right? What the injury was, how I left the hospital on my own power. See, that's not fraud, right? That don't mean I'm not injured and functioning abnormally either, right? See, I'm not functioning normally, but I'm still left the hospital, right? Not paralyzed, right? They were set me up to be paralyzed, right? I didn't fall into that pattern, right? That's another thing stubborn won't get, right? That's another Jewish thing, right? Well, like I told you, right? You don't know who gets a role or their associations until you look into the person, right? A little bit more, right? Now, all veterans, even other than honorable discharges, are veterans, though, right? I know. Now, some people try to shame veterans, right? Too, right? Like Vietnam veterans, right? For example. That's wrong, too. We're all veterans. We all served in the war, even if there were things, you know, the hippies didn't like about it, right? Or whatever, right? You're still having to serve your country, right? Whatever branch of service you're in, right? But like I told you, now, I did have to wait for the meal, like at the Buffalo Wild Wings, we had an hour and a half wait, right? Just for some chicken, right? And fries and soda, right? I also had to wait at Applebee's for a while. But the meals are different, too, right? 10 boneless wings, is that a lot of wings, really? Not really. It's not even, you know, technically what, but 5 full wings, right? If you understand, right? A wing is 2 parts, right? The part like a drumstick, right? And then the wing part, right? And then the other part of the wing that people don't eat at all. There's really 3 parts, actually. But 2 parts you eat. One's the muscle, right? One's the going to the aviation part of the wing, right? And it's the aviation part of the wing we don't eat. It's like our bicep and tricep and whatever this part of the arm's called. I forgot. Oh well, You know what I mean? But instead of a hand, they have a wing, right? That's longer than our hand, right? If you look at it, the designer designed it as a wing instead of a hand, right? but again, there's a point. There's a point to all this, right? Now, I'm trying to make sure you're behaving yourself. I know the women too, but the women know I'm single too, and they're having issues, right? I'm not sure what's going on. Sometimes she just wants to get a rise out of you, not really do nothing, right? See, I know that too, right? Bye.